Hello, welcome to the MS Teams support video. The point of this video is to try and help people at home to get onto the MS Teams platform, and there are a variety of ways that you can access this. Firstly, I would like to say that you can get this on any internet ready device and in any browser. You can download apps to your phone from the various app stores available, whether it be Apple or Android. And if you have a PC or a laptop, you can also just do this in a browser window in Chrome, Internet Explorer, Firefox. Any of these is all doable. So MS Teams is widely available, easy to get hold of. I'm going to be showing you today how to access via a web browser, because that's quite a common way to do it. But if you can get the dedicated apps, they do make things a little bit easier to navigate. So let's jump straight in so you can see how that you can get onto MS Teams quite quickly. So if you go to Google, just type something like MS Teams and click on the first link available, you will be brought to this page here. You're going to want to go to sign in, and then it's going to attempt to take you in. Now, it will remember accounts if you are not in an incognito window. So I'm just going to show you from scratch how to do it, and I'm going to use a kind of a test account just so you can see how you'd go in as a student. So what you're going to want to type here is 4041, which is the start of all logins. So this is the same as the student logins at school to get into our main system. And then it's the first two letters of your first name, first two letters of your second name, and then the year that you joined us. And that will be, all students know this as for their login at the normal school system. The difference here, and what a lot of people forget to do, is they forget to put the email address ending on which is required to log into MS Teams. So that is Garibaldi School, and be careful of the spelling because a lot of students decide to put Gara instead of Garir, and that can stop them obviously getting in. So garibaldischool.co.uk. Click on the next, and it's then going to ask you for your password. This is the same password that students would use to access the main system at school. It won't be any different. So tap that in and then go to sign in. At this stage, it might open a second window, and you'll get this message here about, do you wish to use the Windows app, which is where it downloads the app to your machine, or within the web itself. Now I'm going to use the second option. I do have the app installed at home, but I want to just demo the in-browser version of it, so I'm just going to use the web app instead. And I get this, so it looks a little bit like this. This is the navigation panel that you need to be aware of. So any major alerts, any activity that has occurred, this is similar to what you get in Facebook with the notifications. This is going to tell you about new things that have happened. You can also see that, just get rid of this help window, you can also see that in these panels. These are the students' teams. In other words, their subject, their classes. You can pick out from the names, maths, Cambridge National PE there, design technology, business, English, I'm going to guess that's chemistry, history and physics. So these are the active courses for this student at this time. They're only going to be there if the staff have activated the lessons and are starting to use them, so there might be a couple missing at this time. But you can see on them there are some numbers to indicate some activity has occurred. That's probably members of staff setting assignments so that students can get hold of that. That doesn't mean to say it's something that they have to do. It could be that they're just support material or extra enrichments or revision activities. But on the main, staff are starting to drop pieces of information here, particularly for those kids that might be working from home or might be isolated at that time. And this is where you would find it. So you can always get back to this panel by clicking the Teams button, and if you want to particularly go into one, you can. I will point out that every year group has a whole year group kind of channel. Now, big announcements can go in there from kind of school, so it's good to keep your eye on this one as well. So if you click open the activity, you can see it will start to tell you about assignments that are taking place. You can see here in maths, maths assignments are happening. I could have got there the same way though. If it had gone to Teams and gone to maths, I'm in the same place. I will talk a little bit about what you can expect to see along the top here. So we've got, when you come into the actual lesson or team itself, and you can always get back to the teams here or here. When you go into a particular team, you get put in the general channel. Now every single team has this general channel. And what you can do from here is you can see the posts. So this is where things are coming in. It's also where staff might write a message, and students can write messages too. I would encourage that you only use this channel for work-related chat. It's not social media, so please keep that to your own social medias. This is just for work. So if you need some help from your teacher, you can alert them through this kind of chat system. But the main thing is those assignments. Now you can get to assignments here on this link as well, and these are the two most important places that you will see. The post section where the active things are going on, and the assignment section where the assignments are. Now you can see some assignment links are here in the posts anyway, but I could go to assignments and I would be able to see then, as you can see here, all the set assignments with due dates, when they were set. Now I've been asking members of staff to start getting into the habit of naming their assignments, starting with the date, as you can see this one, and hopefully over time this will become more consistent, and that will help students know when things were set and when they are due, because you get due dates underneath and you know when they were set, and that will really signpost very clearly what needs to be looked at and in what order. So we're just in maths at the moment, but I could go back and I could then dig into a different subject, like into business, and I can see some more assignments and so on and so on. So this is the way you get around the platform, and that's how you can kind of pick up those assignments and those extra bits and pieces. Now, if you go into one of those and you go into the actual assignment itself, the specifics will be written here as to what needs to be done. Sometimes some links, so there might be some links to take you to another web page. There might even be attached documents here or things that you need to do. If you ever want to upload something back to the teacher, my biggest piece of advice is, if you can do it and you have a laptop or a PC, that's fine. You can just attach work using the add work button. But if you're having difficulties and you're only working on a phone, well, what you could do is do the task on paper and then take a picture of it with your phone camera, and then you could still add work, and there's an option on phones to just take a picture from your gallery. Just make sure it's nice and easy to see everything and get the shot as lined up as you can, but that is an easy way to get that work in. When you have submitted work, you need to click the hand in button in order to flag to the teacher that you have finished with that. Teachers are going to know if you've looked at it, because the system will tell them, but they'll also know then if you've opted to hand in the work as well. So do use that. Something else I'll point you out to while we're here is the immersive reader. So if for any reason students at home are struggling to read this because they just can't get through the volume of text, or just struggling to absorb it, you can click on this icon here and it will load up a little wizard which allows you, takes you through, it'll tell you how to use it. You can change the colors of the background. This is particularly good for the dyslexic users that like to read on blue or yellow. You can enlarge the font, but you can then hit this play button and it will play everything to you. And so you can see what the task is. I'll just get rid of that. We don't need to see that anymore. So that's the immersive reader. You can find that. And the only other thing I really kind of want to tell you about here is if we ever have any live teach components, let's say you're at home and you are working from home and you want to access a live component, well, firstly, the teacher will probably have said to you when to expect this in this chat channel. So they might say, right, at 9 AM, I'm going to be doing a live element here. And so what you need to be looking out for in this section is a big blue band, which you can't see at the moment because there's no live lesson occurring here at the time, but you'll see a big blue band saying meeting in progress or words to that effect, and you can click on it and click a big blue join button at the top right. If you join one of these live sessions, you will be given the option to mute your microphone and video before entering and joining the room. Please do that. It would make it much easier for everyone if you just turn those off, and then staff don't have to sit there and mute you down, because it's just an inconvenience and it will just slow things up. So do mute yourself and don't unmute yourself when you get into that kind of call. The other thing, if you do take part in a live type of session, I would ask that you don't use the chat facility in there or the hands up facility unless you're instructed to do so by the teacher. Really, it's just a case of going in, listening, and if you're asked or invited to do things, then do them. Don't sit there clicking on the buttons, because it's just going to cause problems. So that's kind of the overview. Just remember, this is where you're getting your alerts. This is where you can navigate to all the different subjects that you currently have. You've got calendars, but assignments is the other one really. But you can either go and pick them up in each individual place, or you can get a complete overview by clicking the assignment buttons here. Try and look out for those date stamps, try and keep on top of it, and I would really encourage you to check this on a day-to-day basis as part of your routine really. Get home, make sure you have a quick 5-minute check nothing's there that you need to address, and then you know that you've done what you need to do. So I hope that's a nice tour just around the actual platform and help some of those people. If you do have any technical difficulties and you cannot access MS Teams, then please will you get in contact with either myself, that's Mr. Chatton, or let somebody know so that they get the message through and we can sort that out. The only usual problem is sometimes it doesn't align the groups properly, or you're not in groups, and that we do need to know about that kind of urgently. Or a general access issue is because you've forgotten your main account credentials, so you can't log into our system full stop, which means you can't log into MS Teams. In any case, please just make sure you're sorting those things out so that you can get on this platform at any time. Okay, well, any other further queries, please don't hesitate to get in contact, but hopefully this will give you all the pointers you need in order to use the platform correctly. Until I see you next, enjoy, take care, goodbye.